October. Stillwater Flats, a town clinging to the edge of the dust and sagebrush. I was just the tape jockey, splicing reels at the local radio outfit, caught, nestled in a building that smelled perpetually of ozone and forgotten coffee. Whispers had been circulating among the kids for weeks, about something new, something called the Risus. Not a drug, not exactly. Something else. Nobody knew its genesis, just that those who encountered it changed. The initial reports came through unscheduled internal broadcasts that never cleared for air. Voices tied with a specific kind of dread. Symptoms: eyes unnaturally wide, fixed pupils, and a smile. A smile stretched too far, too permanent. And the latter, unstoppable, echoing, coming from lungs that should be screaming. The worst part, the smile remained, even after the body went still, eyes staring up at the indifferent sky. Late one shift, dispatch forwarded an emergency call recording for Archibald. It was a girl, maybe 12, 13. Her voice was a thin wild full talk. They are laughing, always laughing now. I locked the house, locked the windows, but I see them outside through the glass. They're smiling. A sickening silence descended, just direct breathing. Then it began. A sound like dry leaves skittering across asphalt, but inside the call. Louder. Not individual, but layered, synchronized, chillingly uniform. It swelled, overwhelming the girl's terrified gasps, then her silence. It lasted for what felt like an eternity, a solid wall of joyous sound, before dissolving into absolute, dead static. That night changed things. The archive room, already a mausoleum of forgotten voices and dead air, became my obsession. Tips marked "Do Not Broadcast," classified, Incident B. Among them, older relics of his tapes labeled Abalium and Risus Project. Test Subject Delta. The labels looked hastily typed, stuck on with frame tape. On a night when the wind howled like something lost in the canyons, rattling the station's single-pane windows, I threaded one of the best tapes onto the ancient player. A screen pulsed with snow, the image swimming through tracking errors and magnetic decay. It showed a space that looked like a deep, sterile bunker, figures in obscured suits behind thick, reinforced glass. Inside, a figure, strapped to a cot, convulsed. Something bloomed from its chest to a gray, fibrous growth, fungal and obscene, puffing clouds of fine dust or spores into the contained air. The figure's head turned slowly towards the camera, and despite the violent spasms racking its body, the smile spread, wide and absolute. The latter started, faint at first, then rising. A flat, recorded voice cut through the audio decay. Abalium and Risus. Presumed extraterrestrial vector. Primary transmission, airborne spore. Exhibits extreme neurotropic affinity. Induces sustained peripheral nerve stimulation. Manifests as irreversible zygomatic muscle contraction. Continuous vocalization. Ladder. Another voice, tighter this time, containment breach imminent. Spore viability. Unknown duration. Warning: immediate quarantine protocols. Do not allow infected individuals. Contact general population. Risk of uncontrollable spread. The tape dissolved into static, the latter looping faintly beneath the hiss. I didn't sleep. The next morning, the sirens started. Not the local firehouse squeal, but something different, official, relentless. Over the cot emergency broadcast override, a voice announced a severe atmospheric contaminant leak. Quarantine. Stillwater Flats was sealed. From the grimy second floor window of the station, overlooking Main Street, I saw them. standing silent in the dust-choked street under the pale morning sun. Silhouettes motionless, eyes wide fixed, and the smiles, stretching, permanent, horrifying, and the sound carried on the wind, echoing off the boarded-up storefronts, blending with the distant sirens and the rising, incessant hum of the quarantine generators, the latter. Constant, joyous, empty. I lock the station doors. Every microphone is lit, feeding into the reel-to-reel, and recording everything. The tape is still spinning. The ladder is closer now. It's inside the building, just under the floorboards, in the walls. They say once you smile, you never stop.